I'm Tim Barkley with Charleston Home and Design magazine, and now we are talking with Gisele Woodward and also Kevin Whalley with Architecture Plus. How are you folks doing?
Doing great, Tim.
Doing great.
Good, good. Gisele, I want to thank you, and also your husband Mark. You folks have one of the houses on the tour of the Daniel Allen Luxury Home Tour that's going on Saturday, April 26th. And I just want to thank you for opening up your home to the public on for the Daniel Allen Luxury Home Tour.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. It's a pleasure to be on the tour.
Sure, sure. Now, besides the fact that people will be able to walk through your home and it's newly built, right? Kind of tell everybody about your home.
Correct. We just moved in November 13th of this year. We just spent 2 years designing and building the house.
2 years.
Yes.
That's quite a process. Are you happy with the home?
Oh, it's definitely a dream home. It almost feels like it shouldn't be mine. It should be shared.
Well, describe your home.
Well, as you walk in, it has a grand entrance and a round staircase. As you coming in, it has a dining room to the right, and then as you step into the house, you have an open view of the entire backyard and wonderful marsh golf views and water views. And it's a whole open concept on the kitchen being the focal point with the family area, screen porch, and the whole deck in the back.
Gotcha. How many square feet is your home?
It's about 5174 heated.
Okay.
Plus additional covered porches at both the first and second floor at the back.
Is the entire home open to the public for the Daniel Allen Luxury Home Tour?
Yes, it is.
Gotcha. What now, Kevin Whalley with Architecture Plus, you designed this house that was built by Max G. Crosby Construction.
Correct. The house was designed by Tim Hilkhausen of our firm.
Gotcha.
And he worked very closely with Gisele and Mark to take the very beginnings of their concepts and look at the property and take it to their vision.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that Gisele brought with her today her interior design book, which I wanted to share at some point, that I thought was really an important part of their interest in the interior finishes of the house.
Well, yeah. Talk about that. What is your interior design book for your house?
Basically, the interior design was put together by Embellish Interior, and it was called the Lookbook. And basically, we went through all the furniture that I had existing, what can we use in what rooms, how each room was going to be designed and laid out, and then we started going through each room and how we're going to, what was the color palette, what was going to be the theme of the room, how we joined the rooms together into a similar palette, similar color scheme, but each one being unique in its own. So it was an evolving process. All the light fixture styles were in that book, and slowly when we started actually building and doing final selections, it actually changed over time to the actual fixtures. So with Max Crosby and the interior design team, they were able to see what my vision was very easily with this book and get it to the final versions of it.
Very good. Well, you've got it looks like a 3-ring binder that's
stuff full of things.
Yeah, about almost 2 inches thick, and this is what and this binder is kind of what you referred to as you were building, and I see a lot of cut out photos from magazines and things like that.
She's got this wonderful picture, Tim, when you walk into her home foyer with the staircase. Off to the right is the dining room, and she's got this plate area that has all these featured plates that were your grandmother's?
Yes, they were actually my mother's when she started the collection when I was born. The year I was born, so they're all displayed on the wall. And finally found their home.
Of course, they're only about, 21 years old. But it's interesting how that form took shape in the finished project.
Right.
And that was only just one of several rooms. I mean, the kitchen they also spent a lot of time. There it is, right there.
Oh wow, that's beautiful.
But you can, when you go to the tour and look at the home, you'll see Gisele's interpretation of this plate display in her dining room, and I think it's just exciting to see how someone's treasures have been incorporated into their house.
Yeah. Would you recommend a system like this for people who are looking to build a house, or maybe do a whole house remodel project?
Absolutely. I don't think I could have done it without it. Being able to express my thoughts and visually, especially my husband has a hard time seeing things, so it was a place for him to be able conceptually see the progress as we went along. I could not have done it without it.
Well, you're very neat and organized. I know that when my wife and I were building a house, our dining room table was stacked about 2 feet high with brochures and catalogs and magazines, and it was a little chaotic. You look very organized here.
Well, we had some catalogs and binders along the way in the process, but they were only to this binder final designs or final ideas absolutely must have made it to the binder.
I
so
gotcha.
That was the one that we carry along to every store.
Right. What was it like working with Architecture Plus, working with an architect?
It was phenomenal. We came into Tim's office the first time, and we came with all these cutouts of all these ideas of things that we liked about the house, and this long laundry list of wishes and must have and can have. And it was the first run he did. It was like magical. Yes, we did tweak it. We did spend 8 months tweaking the house and making things, but the concept itself, he got it from the get-go. It was amazing that the floor plan really didn't change, other than moving hallways or disappearing hallways. But the primary rooms were there and never really changed. It was quite amazing.
And would you recommend to others to use an architect when building a house?
That's nice. We all appreciate that.
Absolutely.
What are some of your favorite parts of your home?
There's two main places I love. One is my staircase, the round staircase. I always wanted a round staircase, and the other one is a must. Our kitchen is just the heart and soul of the house.
Well, try to paint a picture for our listeners. Describe the kitchen.
The kitchen is a large kitchen. It has an island in the middle, but it's like a reverse L with a pie shape connecting that reverse L. So if you have cabinets in the outside, and two walls outside of the two outside walls, two of the have cabinets, you follow along cabinets on the island along those two walls, and how do you connect the two is with a pie-shaped granite island where we serve breakfast.
And there's seating there for.
And there's seating.
It's elevated seating, kind of banquet, or I'm not sure what the term is when it's, sitting up a little higher than bench seating. But when you first come in, you can see your range. You talked about, the character and the quality level of the appliance package that you put in the house because of the extensive home cooking you plan to do. Have you been taking advantage of that range?
Absolutely. I love that range.
I'll tell you, there's nothing like a brand new kitchen to kind of inspire you. I never did much cooking before we built our house, and I do a lot of cooking since then.
Yes. It's a place, you have it there. It's just this cool appliance, and you just feel like you're inspired, as you said, to be creative and cook a little more.
Well, we wanted to also mention the Woodward Crohns Colitis Foundation, and this is, and we wanted to try to kind of raise awareness a little bit about this particular foundation. And what is the Woodward Crohns Colitis Foundation?
Well, it was an interesting year. The same year that we were designing the house, both of our kids got diagnosed with one with Crohn's, one with colitis. Crohn's and colitis are inflammatory bowel diseases. They basically create inflammation in the digestive system, and the main difference is they affect different organs within the digestive system. But their symptoms are very similar. So it was an interesting year. As we got diagnosed and we were designing the house, our daughter was the third one to be diagnosed because also my husband has Crohn's. And we were offered diet as a way of treating the disease, and we said absolutely, let's try this versus medication. And 2 years after, she's in remission with diet, and that's also part of the inspiration why the kitchen is such a critical part of our house, because it just allows me to cook, be creative with the diet that we are currently on. It's a very strict diet. It basically is called a specific carbohydrate diet. It's similar to the paleo or the GAP, but it allows no grains and no complex carbohydrates, only vegetables, fruits, and protein. No refined sugar either. So we only use honey or fruits as our sweetener.
That's great. And people that other families that might have a loved one with Crohn's or colitis, are you sharing what you've learned and the information with them to help their situation?
Absolutely. We're sharing information. We are allowing, our foundation is raising funds for research on diet, and that's the main purpose of our foundation. And the website for more information is woodwardccf.com.
Well, that's great.
Both?
Gotcha. And what's that website again?
woodwardccf.com.
Or .org. All right, that's great. Well, it sounds like an amazing story. It's like you were faced with such adversity, and it sounds like you've turned it around, and suddenly you have a foundation, and I can just imagine the amount of work and effort that was put into establishing a foundation like this.
It's been quite a couple of years between designing the house and the foundation and the kids managing their disease. It's been a huge effort, but nonetheless has been extremely rewarding to see not only the kids get better, having emails from people around the country letting us know how amazing it is that we're doing funding research for diet, to having a home that we want to share with everyone, and just be able to treat everyone.
Well, you're sharing your home for the Daniel Island Luxury Home Tour taking place Saturday, April 26th, and we hope everyone will buy a ticket to the Daniel Island Luxury Home Tour, and we're so grateful that you've opened up your home, one of 7 homes on the tour, and taking place on Saturday, April 26th from 11 a.m. until 5 p.m. And if you are looking to purchase tickets, you can buy tickets in advance at DanielIslandLuxuryHomeTour.com. And we stopped selling tickets online on Friday, April 25th. So Saturday, 2026, you can come to the Charleston Home Design show on Daniel Island at Family Circle Stadium and purchase tickets right there at the stadium for the Daniel Island Luxury Home Tour, which it's only $25 the day of on April 26th, and you get to see 7 homes and 7 private residences, and it's going on until 5 o'clock on Saturday, April 26th. Well, many thanks to you, Gisele, for opening up your home for the Daniel Island Luxury Home Tour, and many thanks to Kevin Whalley with Architecture Plus.
Thank you, Tim. We're really excited that Gisele and Mark have allowed us to share this house design and construction that Max Crosby did. It's an exciting house, and I really can't wait for everybody to see it.
Very good. Thanks so much, folks.